Hello students, today we will learn the nomenclature of coordination compounds. So here I have written some coordination compounds. We need to name all these compounds. For that we need to follow some rules. So the first rule is we need to name the cation first. So if there is a cationic part and an anionic part in the coordination compound, if both the ionic parts are there, we need to name the cationic part first. So first of all, we need to name the cationic part. So in these coordination compounds, we can see there is a cationic part and an anionic part. So in all these cases, there is a simple cation and a complex anion. So here I have written the coordination compounds with simple cation and a complex anion. So how to name this type of coordination compounds? For this, we need to follow some rules, that is, the active metal ion should be written first. So first of all, we should write the active metal ion. Then comes the ligands. We need to write the name of the ligand. If there is more than one ligand, if there are different ligands in the coordination sphere, we need to name it in the alphabetical order. So we need to follow the alphabetical order. And also we need to specify the number of ligands like di, tri, etc. Then if there is an anionic ligand, that should end with O. That is another rule. Then comes the central metal ion. So after writing the ligand, we need to write the central metal ion present in the coordination sphere. Then comes the suffix ATE. So we need to add ATE with the central metal ion. Then comes the oxidation state of the metal ion present in the coordination sphere, that should be written in Roman numeral and also in bracket. So this is the way, or this is the rule to be followed while naming a coordination compound with simple cation and a complex anion. So first of all, we should write the first name. The first compound is K4FeCN6. In this coordination compound, there is a cationic part and there is an anionic part. And cationic part is the simple part and the anionic part is the complex part. So there is a simple cationic part and there is a complex anionic part, that is in the square bracket. Here, first of all, we should write the active metal ion. So the active metal ion or the cation first. Here we need to write the cation first, that is potassium here. It is potassium. Then comes the ligands. The ligands are cyanide ligands. Actually, there is only one type of ligand. So we need to write that ligand. So it is 6 in number. So we need to add hexa. Since it is 6 in number, we need to add hexa. Then comes, it is cyanide. We need to write cyanido. So Cn, it is Cn minus. It is an anionic ligand. We know that it is Cn minus. So we can write cyanido. Not cyanide, it is ending with O. Then comes the central metal ion. It is Fe. So that is iron. And also we need to add AT with the name of the metal ion. So in the case of iron, we are not writing iron. It will be considered as ferrum. So we will not write iron. It will not be ironate, but it should be ferrate. So for iron, we will consider the Latin name ferrum and we have to add AT with that, and it comes like ferrate. So we are writing ferrate. We have added AT. Then comes oxidation state of Fe. So we need to find out the oxidation state of Fe. For that, for potassium it is +1 into 4. There are 4 potassium ions. then comes Fe plus cyanide, it is -1 into 6 equals 0. So plus 1 is the oxidation state of potassium, it is 4. Then comes Fe, we need to find out the oxidation state of Fe. Then comes Cn it is -1 and there are 6 cyanide ions, it will be 0. So 4 plus Fe minus 6 equals 0. Fe equals 6 minus 4, that is 2. So the oxidation state of Fe equals 2, and we should write the Roman numeral for 2 and it should be in bracket. So the name of the first compound, first coordination compound is potassium hexacyanidopherrate 2. So this is the IUPAC name of the first compound. Then let's see the second compound. Second compound is K3CrC2O4 3 times. So this is the second compound. Here also the cation, that is potassium. So we can start with potassium. Then the ligands, there is only one ligand, this is oxalate. So oxalate, it is C2O4 2 minus, it is also an anionic ligand. So it is 3 in number. So we have to add tri. It is oxalate. So it is ending with O, oxalato. Since it's an anionic ligand, we have to add O. So it is trioxalato. Then comes chromium, not chromium, it should be added with ATE. So it is chromate. So it is chromate. Then write the oxidation number for Cr, that is +1 into 3 plus Cr. Then comes oxalate, it is -2 into 3 times, that is equal to 0. Then 3 plus Cr minus 6 equals 0. Cr equals 6 minus 3 equals 3. So 3 is the oxidation state for Cr, and that 3 should be in Roman numeral and also in bracket. So potassium trioxalato chromate is the IUPAC name for the second compound. Now let us write the third one. Third one is Na3CO NO2 6 times. Here sodium. So sodium is the cation present in this case. So we can start with sodium. Then comes the ligand. It is NO2. So NO2 is an ambidentate ligand. We know that it is an ambidentate ligand. So it can attach with N to the metal and also O to the metal. So it can attach with N and also with O. So both sides are used to attach with the metal ion. So it is called ambidentate ligand. Since it is NO2, we should assume that nitrogen is attached with the metal ion. So it is actually nitrite. So we can write the number. It is hexa, then nitrito. We need to add O with the ligand nitrito. So both possibilities are there. So nitrogen can be attached with the metal and O can be attached with the metal. In this case it is N. So if it is NO2, we can assume that it is attaching with the nitrogen. If it is ONO, if it is written like ONO, we can say that there is oxygen is attaching with the metal ion. So it is NO2 here. So we can put a hyphen and write N. So nitrito N. That means in nitrito, the nitrogen atom is attached with the metal. Then comes cobalt. It is cobaltate. Nitrito N. So there is a hyphen in between. Then cobaltate. Then write the oxidation number. Then sodium, it is +1 into 3 plus CO plus nitrite, it is -1 into 6 equals 0. So 3 plus CO minus 6 equals 0. CO equals 6 minus 3, that is 3. Again 3 is the oxidation state. It should be in Roman numeral and also in bracket. So the name of this compound is sodium hexanitrito N cobaltate 3. So that is the IUPAC name of the third compound. Then comes the fourth compound. That is K3 CO C2O4 2 times Cl2. So there is a cation, that is potassium. We can start with potassium. Then comes the ligand. Here there are two types of ligand. One is oxalate and the other one is chloride. Both are anionic in nature. So here we need to write the alphabetical order. So we need to follow the alphabetical order of the ligands since there are two ligands. So one is oxalate, the other one is chloride. So C comes first. So we can start with chloride. So there are two chloride ions since it is Cl2. So dichlorido. So it ends with O. So not chloride, it is chlorido. Then comes oxalate. It is also dioxalato. Then comes cobaltate. Then find out the oxidation number. Then potassium, it is +1 into 3 plus CO plus oxalate, it is -2 into 2 times plus chloride, it is -1 into 2 equals 0. So 3 plus CO -4 minus 2 equals 0. So 3 plus CO minus 6 equals 0. CO equals 6 minus 3, it is 3. So we can write 3 in a Roman numeral and also in bracket. So the name of this compound is potassium dichlorido dioxalato cobaltate 3. So this is the IUPAC name of the fourth compound. Then comes the fifth compound. It is HgCOSCN. It is thiocyanate. SCN 4 times. Here it is mercury. So mercury is the cation. So we can start with mercury. Then comes the ligand, that is tetrathiocyanato. Not thiocyanate. It should be thiocyanato. Cobaltate, it is cobalt, CO, cobaltate. So it ends with ATE. Then find out the oxidation state of cobalt. So it is +1 into 1. There is only one Hg. Then plus CO plus -1 into 4. So minus 1 is the oxidation state of SCN. So 1 plus CO minus 4 equals 0. So CO equals 4 minus 1, that is 3. So it is 3 in Roman numeral. So the name of this coordination compound is mercury tetrathiocyanato cobaltate 3. Then comes the sixth compound. That sixth compound is an anionic complex. There is no cation in this complex. So here we can see NiCN 4 times 2 minus. So since there is a minus charge, it is an anion. So we can say that it is an anion. There is no cation in this compound. So there is no cation, but there is an anionic part, that is a complex part. So we can start with the ligand. There is no cation. Since there is no cation, we can start with the ligand. So it starts with tetra. And also we should note, write the name starts with capital letter. It should be in small letter. So there is no cationic part. There is no cationic part in this complex compound. We have to start with a small letter. So if we are starting with ligand, we have to start with the small letter. So it is tetra. Then comes, it is a cyanide ligand. So it is cyanido, tetracyanido. Then comes nickel. We need to add AT. It is nickelate. Then find out the oxidation state of nickel. So Ni plus Cn, it is minus 1 into 4 times equals, we can write the charge, that is minus 2. So Ni minus 4 equals minus 2. Ni equals minus 2 plus 4, that is plus 2. So the oxidation state is plus 2. So the anionic complex, there is only anionic part in this case. There is no cationic part. So we can start with the ligand. So it is starting with a small letter, and we can write tetracyanidonickelate 2. So this is the IUPAC name of the sixth compound. So this is about the nomenclature of coordination compound with simple cation and complex anion.